What's going on, everybody? Ginger D Rogers. Then my channel is GRogFB20. I'm here for the week 2 slate of the NFL weekend that was chaotic and pretty much the upside down world of Stranger Things in the NFL. First and foremost, I'm doing this after the whole entire week has been done. First, want to give shout out to Mark Holmes and Game Time Brian and the Dallas Cowboy community. I'm not gonna get into it, but sending my love to them. Sending love to the Eagles fans that also lost to the Falcons tonight. It just seems like an upset to both teams. I've been there. We've been there last week. Last year. We were decimated by the Baltimore Ravens 3-30 something. So, listen, we know what a blowout game was like. A few. So we know. So it's not no genuine. We're 2-0 right now. But our division has injuries piling up. The Rams are decimated. Nick Bosa, I believe, is out. Christian McCaffrey's out, and then Cardinals are showing up. They doing their thing. We're doing our thing, but we haven't played a divisional opponent yet, so we don't know what's going to happen. So I know for those who've lost, look, we here, and I'm sending light and love, light and laughter, love to y'all. It's early, so we're everyone's it's trishy trash, games right now in September. So, things going to shake when you get a bye week or whatnot. So, it's on the for real love for both communities. But I haven't done a video within the week. This weekend was tough. Personally, we went to a funeral service for a young gentleman, age of 21, who lost his life this summer in August in an accident, and this was a rough one. This was a really rough one to process, because he was huge in his community. He had his whole life ahead of him, going to school, working, was great in basketball, and then we sat and we commemorated his life at 21 years of age, and that bothered me, because it's like I'm 33 and we're living here, and it's just like, it just seems like things, life just, you can't predict what's going to happen in life. And you might think I don't know. It's just this one bothers. So it's been kind of a rough one to process, which, now, which pretty much hits the nail on the head on why Mark Holmes says, tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And he's so right. And when I was sitting in that service, I was like, God, you really do have to hug your loved ones tight and check on the people that you love, even the people who are strong, who can take it on. Check on them too. The ones who seem that they don't need help or appear that they can do it on their own. They need people to lean on too, even if it's just one person who genuinely is asking them, how are you doing, or anything you need. Check on your strong friends too, because they need someone to lean on as well. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But get into this week. What a week. And this week showed me that I can't make any predictions at all. However, it did show me that the New Orleans Saints are like, I'm still here. Because I'm looking at the players who are on that team, and I'm like, some of them, I'm not going to lie, I'm like, oh, you're still here. You're still here. And that's great. That's great. They making it known. In the NFC altogether, which is neat. It's neat. But getting to Seattle, it was definitely the tale of two pretty similar teams, two teams that had a 10-year a coach that had a long tenure coaching and who were let go this year. And then, now we're under new leadership who's trying to find their way and trying to make their imprint on the teams respectfully. And then you have Jacoby Brissett, Geno Smith, and definitely was a dogfight. Definitely was a down to the wire game, as we thought. Geno though was pretty solid, given no rushing game at all. Kenneth Walker being out and Zach Charbonnet not getting a whole lot of carries. And Geno was pretty spot on, throwing dimes, throwing tight window passes to JSN and DK. And Geno being 33-44 for 327 yards. DK having a 56-yard touchdown, having 10 catches for 129 yards. JSN having 12 catches for 117 yards. And then the defense really keeping us in there. Julian Love, not Jordan, Julian Love, doing his thing with blocking the 48-yard punt attempt and blocking it. Julian Love, I'm telling you, that's the guy. That is the guy. But then really the interior defensive line really just kind of holding it together for us, because this Patriots this Patriots team altogether, they're not to be slept on. They're just as tough. So, Thursday night with the Jets, it's going to be something, And then obviously us having something, mistakes were made, delay of game, and those kind of things still was kind of like some issues. But overall, we got the win, and we are coming back to Lumen Field against Miami, which will be very interesting given the current state of affairs of the Miami Dolphins, with Tua Tagovailoa out with the third concussion and just kind of his future up in the air. And, just kind of like, the discourse with that, I'm not going to go into that because it's a bit complex. But still, even with a different quarterback, you still have to account for the speed that's on that team. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, and then there's a possibility, Raheem Mostert. I don't know. He may be back. I don't know. We don't know the status of him yet. But this is what we'll keep our eyes on that. So Miami is a team. It's definitely a team to not, even though they got a different quarterback, still got to look out for them. Still got to plan for them. Still got to plan for the speed. And our defense are going to have their hands full for sure. So that's going to be interesting. It will be at Lumen Field. So 2-0 atop of the NFC West Division. However, our division is got injuries. Christian McCaffrey's out. I think Nick Bosa had an injury with the loss against the Vikings. And Rams is totally decimated. Cooper Kupp is out. And then just basically a shell. And then Arizona, doing their thing. Marvin Harrison Jr. got some great opportunities. Glad I did not just drop. Glad I didn't switch him. I was going to, but we didn't. So we're up there, but there's asterisks, because our division has injuries. We also have injuries, but we still have, our key players still in there to put up the fight. So it feels good, but still early. So I'm tempering the expectations. Detroit lost against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Sam Laporta didn't seem like he had the opportunity to really do a whole lot. Speaking fantasy-wise, Amon-Ra looked banged up. He's not on my fantasy, but I admire him as a player. So they didn't get that one. And then Texans Bears was one for the books. Definitely a defensive game. Texans defense, that's serious business. You know, Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., and then C.J. Stroud making it work, and then Nico Collins being the guy. Stephon Diggs got some work. Tank Dell got some work, but Nico Collins is the guy. If you had Nico Collins, Alvin Kamara, you won fantasy this week. So, and Texans came out with the win. Chicago Bears defense was tough. Caleb Williams was out there trying to make something shake. Unfortunately, it was a lot of pressure and sacks coming his way, and then getting intercepted by the Texans defense. So it was definitely interesting to see, you know, C.J. Stroud in his sophomore year with Caleb being in his, you know, rookie season. The Texans, though, listen. Oh, before I get to that, Ravens, because I have the defense, played the Raiders. The Raiders came out with the win. Ravens did not. I don't know if this is the time to swap the defense of the Ravens with someone else. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I feel like it's too soon, but it just seems like they're having to try to speed up and catch up. There's not a lot of cohesion going on. And it's sad because I like Baltimore. I really do, and I really enjoy the talent that's on there, but it just seems like there's a step back, and maybe Mike McDonald being not there is a part of it. Sorry, Baltimore, you know, it be what it be, you know, but you guys got talent, and so it's like I don't want to close the laptop on the team yet, at least the defense yet, because they had stats. They got sacks. To Gardner Minshew, you know, Odafe Owe with 2.5 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. You know, and then Matabuke with 2 tackles for loss. Michael Pierce with a 0.5 sack. And Kyle Van Noy making an impact, even though he had an eye injury. He had 2 sacks. And then Marlon Humphrey with the interception. So it's not like this team is devoid of, you know, the talent. The talent is there. It's just you have the DC that's new. So it's. I'm not even going to get to the offensive side because that's not what my focus is. My focus is the defense. But I don't know if it's time to maybe swap them for another defense. I don't know if I can even do that at this point for my fantasy team. We'll see. I'll have to consult my uncle for that. But anyway, so man, interesting week. Which brings me to kind of my theory on how, again, I know it's too early to make predictions on the AFC side. The NFC side, it really can be whatever. The Saints are looking pretty good right now. They've been consistently dropping 40 plus points on teams. You know, they're like Tisha Campbell. I'm still here. That's them. They're saying we are still here. So, you know, they're looking pretty solid right now. They're looking really solid right now because we didn't think about the NFC South all season. We're like, NFC South, nah. No, they're like, nope. We back. So NFC is going to be interesting. AFC, though, you know, the Chiefs are 2-0. You know, Ravens and then the Bills. But I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones. If you guys are Game of Thrones fans, then you understand what I'm about to say. You can tell me I'm on the crack pipe, on the weed, on the drugs, on the pills. I'm not right now. But given that I have a lot of Texans players on our fantasy, and just trying to get, trying to get to know what I have, what I'm working with as far as CJ Stroud as a quarterback. When you see his interviews, when you see the character of CJ Stroud, everyone's like Bills, Bengals, Ravens to go after the Chiefs. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, if you remember in season 5, I believe, Cersei Lannister, when she was younger, she wanted her future told. She wanted to know if she'd be queen. And the lady, the premonition lady told her, she's like, "Are you sure you want to know your future?" She said, "Yes, I do." And her friend was like, "You might want to know. We need to get out of here." She's like, "No, I want to know my future." She asked the lady, "Will I be queen?" And the lady says, "Oh, yes, you will. You will. For a time. But someone more beautiful and young will take everything that you have built and will destroy everything that you love. And your kids will," she basically told Cersei Lannister that her kids will perish. And this is a flashback. This is the flashback she has in the show. So for me, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are King's Landing. They're the dynasty right now. They're here, which the Patriots were there at that point. But kingdoms, dynasties, they rise and they fall. They rise and they fall all the time at some point, because as we as humans will wither and go. We ain't gonna last forever. So these kingdoms and dynasties will not last forever, because we're human. We're gonna go. So with that being said, Patrick Mahomes is Cersei Lannister to me right now at this point. I am under the belief, again, it's early, but I'm under the belief that CJ Stroud is the Daenerys Targaryen to Patrick Mahomes' Cersei Lannister in the AFC. He's going to be the one that will come in and Dracarys with the bull or whatever their mascot is. I may be speaking too soon. And if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. But just seeing how they performed yesterday, and CJ Stroud, he has no fear. Even when he's sacked, even when he has adversity, he has no panic. He's not too up here, he's not down here. He's right here, and he's in it. Even when he loses, he's in it. So that's where I'm at with that. And then with the NFC, I would say the 49ers are house fray, and Detroit is the North, the house Stark that remembers. So even though Detroit and 49ers lost, I still believe they will bounce back. And I still feel, it still seems like they will still somewhat come out of this and still be the ones up top, but we don't know. Again, it's too early, but this is where my pop culture kind of meets the NFL world, if you will. I could be wrong, because the thing about the NFL is that there's plot twists everywhere. So, am I on the good stuff? Maybe, and I'll let you hold a brick. I'm just kidding. I don't do tricks, but, I could be, whatever. I'm just thinking off the top of my head from what I've seen and what has been placed before me and the performance of certain teams. It's been hard. I mean, it's too early, and there's mistakes made. There's not complete plays, but, as far as the AFC concerned, I think Texans have a chance to best the Chiefs. NFC right now, the Saints are solid right now. They are putting the stamp to be, a great team with Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara has always been that dude, but he definitely showed out. He popped out and showed out and Derek Carr was popping out and showing out, So it's like, man, you never know. And I think that's what is so cool about the NFL is that, you might have an idea of who's going to make it at the end, but, you might be surprised. So, definitely this week was definitely was cool because, I'm not saying cool for teams who lost, but it was definitely interesting to see how you really can't put a statement too soon, even though I did for the AFC and the NFC. That can get botched, and we can totally have Colts being up there. We can have Green Bay being up there. We can have Bills and Raiders. Who knows? It can really be anybody. It can be whatever. It really can be whatever. But you just can't really you can put your predictions. It's fun, but you just have to wait and see and just play it out. See, the NFC West is different because it seems like we kind of are. I can't speak for all the 12s, but for me personally, I'm not gonna. It's pretty much us against us. Seattle, we have to work on ourselves and make sure that we are the best team we can be and not worry about the other teams, in our division, especially the 49ers. I already gave the 49ers their flowers, so they have no room to complain at me and squawk at me because they all have their answers on the defensive side. They have that front seven, their linebackers, and their secondary is set. Although we have good secondary too on Seattle, linebacker is it's not Fred Warner, but they're solid and got the work done. And then the interior line got the work done, and we have a rookie. They have a good D line as well. So I'm giving 49ers their flowers. I'm giving you 49ers your flowers. And I'm saying give us a representation in the NFC West this time. Should you make it, And then when Christian McCaffrey comes back, do your thing. Do your thing and don't hurt nobody. I'm just trying to be positive. But yeah, so it could really be anybody. And I'm not trying to diss or hate on. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm just kind of feeling out what the vibe is. And this week kind of was like everything was topsy-turvy. Everything was topsy-turvy. So, that's the interesting thing about the NFL is that you can get surprised really quick. Especially with tonight with the Eagles, lost at home with the Falcons. Although Bijan Robinson got some yardage, but I don't know if that's going to materialize. And Kyle Pitts, there was nothing with him that you can really hang your hat on. So I don't know, but what a wild turn of events this week for week 2. So let's see what happens for week 3. I will make another video before Thursday or on Thursday to kind of give kind of like what to look for, what to prepare for week 3 against the Dolphins. And, just kind of take a look, kind of check the temperature on that. But anyway, it's getting late, so control what you can control. Have the grace to accept what you can't. And take care of yourselves and your family and friends. And peace out.